Hello, everyone. Welcome to Samurai Dragon. Today, we are going to show you how to make a delicious French dip sandwich that your family will love. So, if you'd like to get this type of reaction from your family, then you will follow these directions and you will be a hero. So go ahead and get started. The first thing we need are eye of round. This is 5 pounds eye of round from Costco, relatively inexpensive cut. Where you'll see that these make perfect meat for French dip sandwiches, and I will show you right here. First thing we do is we wash and pat dry the meat. This is so that the seasonings stick to the meat and don't fall to the bottom of the bag, since we are using the sous vide method. We'll also use mustard to rub down the meat so that the seasonings stick to the meat and don't again fall into the bottom of the bag or just wash right off. Good technique back from the smoking days. May not need it, but it works perfectly here. Next thing we do is we add kosher salt. Now, this is our principal seasoning ingredient when it comes to most beef. Works great, but you see here with the eye of round cut, we are not shy about putting the kosher salt on. So that is our first step. It's one of three ingredients that we need. Next is the black pepper. Again, not shy at all about adding the black pepper to this particular cut. The eye of round is one of those cuts that requires a lot of seasoning, and you'll see it just comes out perfect in this sandwich. The final step is garlic. All of these seasonings we got from Costco, so this is your Costco garlic. It works great in this case as well, and we're just going to cover that all in. We don't really do too much of a rub; it'll just stick to the bag. The next thing, of course, since we're talking sous vide, is we are going to bag it and seal it, and you see that here. And finally, we're going to drop this into the sous vide container. And here we have the water bath. Our plan is to go for 36 hours at 131 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, welcome back. We have just taken the eye of round out of the bag. We're ready to cut it open and save that juice. This is going to be very important for the end. As you know, French dip is typically served with a little bit of juice from the meat for dipping. So this is our juice. Now, what I do here is add just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Just adds a little bit more flavor, doesn't hurt at all. But most of your flavor is coming from right here inside of the bag. So this is great. Now we're going to cut this open and get ready for the final preparation. So if your family is somewhere waiting on this meal, you can let them know it is almost done. We are just a few minutes away. Now, if you notice, this is fresh out of the bag. This is sous vide style. This is pretty typical. This does not look that cute, but it is fully cooked. So we're going to add a little bit of flavor by putting it in the oven and giving it a sear. Now, I typically sear on a pan, but because this is a round piece of meat, the pan's not going to work great. So before we do that sear, we've of course got to dry it off. Now, when I dry it off, I typically put a little bit more seasoning on top, and I did do this here. I'm not going to show that to you now, but basically what we're going to do is going to drop this in the oven. Now, in my oven, I have a broiler setting for 550 degrees approximately. So this is what it looks like when it comes out. And this is the part we are all looking forward to, and that is slicing this nice and thin. So this is the finished meat. Again, 131 degrees for about 36 hours. Now the time is only about tenderness. So this one could have been taken out at 16 hours, 24 hours. Just so happens the time that I put it in ended up being closer to 36 hours. The goal here is to slice this really thin, like you might buy sort of roast beef at a deli. Now, I don't have a meat slicer, so this is me doing my best here. All my chef friends can laugh at how poor my cutting skills are. But that said, this is already delicious. You see those fingers hopping in and out. That is my family anxiously awaiting this delicious meal. So they are going for it. That's fine. We're going to finish cutting this up. It is nice and thinly sliced. I'll end up with a little piece in the end, and that little piece in the end always goes to the dogs or my son, whoever gets to it first. So we're in good shape. The next thing we do is we're going to put these slices on hoagie rolls. So a French dip is always served on nice crunchy bread, and that's what we've got here. So also we add provolone cheese. So these are really terrific sandwiches. Now we serve a lot of just steaks here at our house, but this is a nice switch. Meat in just sort of a different fashion here. So next thing we do is we put that provolone cheese here on, and this is kind of what makes it a French dip. Nice and tasty. Just a couple of slices needed. This is going to melt obviously across the whole thing. Squeeze it together. And that's what it looks like right before we put it into the oven. So the next step is we're going to put this into our oven for 350 degrees for 6 to 10 minutes. And here's what it looks like when it is out. And finally, you have your French dip. This is how we serve it. Typically one sandwich per head. This is great. So let's see how they liked it.
Oh, you were trying to fit me. You're not getting this back. It's good.
Okay, so thank you very much. Hopefully you've enjoyed this short tutorial on how to make a French dip. And just do us a favor. If you love this video, hit the bell, that subscribe button. And if you liked it, just give us a thumbs up. Leave any feedback in the comments. Thank you.